Like, we're all gonna just die right here. Then fuck it. Like,
Did he?
He
did it.
Yeah, he did.
Did it. This is episode 237 of the Heavyweight Podcast. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Sharon.
The Heavyweight Collective.
The Heavyweight Collective. Applause.
I think he waited because you said that the podcast.
Welcome back. This is the Heavyweight Collective. I am your host for today, Sharon. I wanted to clap. Or you could have did the... Oh, there you go. Whoa! I'm going to try my best to keep everything in order today. What are you guys? Who are you guys?
I'm just a Bill, and I'm living on the Capitol.
Schoolhouse
Lord.
Rock.
Well, I'm Kevin, and I'm a Virgo.
Okay, B2K.
Nah, that's the sideshow.
I thought that was...
Oh, wait, what is it? Cancer. And my name is Larry.
No, see, you're talking about like the 80s shit. B2K did that shit too.
I know.
Because they stole it
I don't care.
from the old niggas.
I couldn't stand B2K.
What?
Man, I felt old at a party one day where it was like, they were like, we gonna play some old school, like B2K. And I was like, what did this bitch say? Like,
That's like hearing California Love on Cola 99. It's like, why
Not Cola.
This is not old, thank you very much.
it is now.
It is.
Shit.
It's very
God damn.
Ray Binkins.
Why you got to be so nasty, Ray?
Because I'm a nasty mother. You're stupid.
Yep.
I love that movie. Okay, so you guys.
That nigga said, sorry about your mama. Yeah, she passed about 10 years ago.
He's annoying. Isn't that crazy that their grandfathers like to the same kid?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I think that's kind of cool.
Barton Dark fine as fuck, though.
Is she?
Shit.
Shut up.
God.
So you guys,
Damn.
this week at work, I had like this class. Oh, first of all, I had to go into work. I put on regular
God.
clothes.
Oh, wow. Hey.
It was a
Were you
dress.
excited?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, let's do that.
It was kind of weird. It was brushed my teeth in the morning.
Oh,
Got
shit.
myself together.
Brushed her teeth?
Yeah. And I went to work. It was on Wednesday. It was pretty cool. I wore a dress.
That's crazy. They wait till gas was the highest
know,
draft
right?
pussy to make you go to work.
Well,
Right.
well, I didn't really go to work. I signed up for this class. My HR is rolling out these little self-development classes. And the class that we went to was emotional intelligence. And I thought it was really, really cool. I want to talk to you guys about that today.
So when you walked
Okay.
into work,
So we're going to be in the class.
did people
today.
recognize
Yeah,
you?
we're going to be in class.
Mm-hmm. Did people recognize me?
Yeah, or was it like, who
You
is
want
this
to know
new?
something that's funny? I think people think that I don't work there anymore.
Oh.
Probably.
So at my job,
They don't see you, yeah.
there were my immediate coworkers who that I got promoted or
Mhm.
whatever. So they knew. But there's so many like the attorneys, the deputies, like the judges who would see me on a day-to-day, but they're not in the end of what, is happening. So I did run into people where it was like, where have you been? Like, and I know the undertone was probably like, damn, I thought you didn't work here no
Yeah.
more. So I did get that a lot.
Generally, if you just stop seeing someone, you're like,
Mhm. But usually the reaction to me is like, oh my God, you look so happy. Because, yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Why? Shut up.
well, we didn't see her when she had to go in.
That's usually the reaction. They can tell that working from home is working in my life. But anyway, so back to our topic. So what do you guys think of when you think of emotional intelligence? Like, how would you give that without obviously knowing that there's a textbook definition of it? Like, what is your definition of emotion? And do you think you have...
Goddamn 2-part question.
Yeah. It's going to feel like an interview.
Oh. I don't think everybody has emotional intelligence at all, no.
I know I don't.
This timing is hilarious.
I think I'm emotionally aware and intelligent. I think it comes with knowing like what you're going through and how to like deal with it. Like, not necessarily knowing how to deal with it, understanding that sometimes you're not going to know the how. Sometimes you might have to go reach out and get help. Sometimes you might have to like sit back and let things come to you. Like, you can't like force it. And I feel like that's the intelligence of it. It's like a lot of people try to like push certain things the way they feel. Like, you can feel anger and like just drive it out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, is that
The right
always
way.
the right?
Mhm.
It's like sometimes, hell yeah, anger's the right reaction,
Yeah.
but it's like how you display it, I guess.
So it's like they're being aware of the tools that you
More of
navigated.
the tools of it instead of, because awareness is just like the awareness of, okay, I feel this.
Now what? That's true. But emotional intelligence is how you're going to
You're gonna navigate it.
Yeah.
So having the understanding of knowing that you need to seek like outside.
Yeah, I feel like that's an intelligent move. Shit, if you don't know how to fix something, you go, hey, either you gonna do it or show me how to do it. So
yeah,
I ain't doing shit.
And nobody's gonna fix your own emotions. You know what I mean?
I'm getting there. I think I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I saw your face too. You were so serious. Would you like to answer the question, Mo?
No. But I will.
This is what I don't like to hold.
I do feel like I have become emotionally intelligent. I know how to identify.
He's trying to get himself.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how I'm gonna say this. I know how to identify.
That crazy.
I know how to identify most of my triggers and understand what emotion I'm feeling in the moment and how I got there. Now I'm able to regulate how I move accordingly, and a lot of times, my response to a lot of shit is just to walk away, step away before I say some shit I can't go back from. So that was the question, right?
Somewhat. Kevin started us off, just kind of kept.
Damn, his answer was
That's the wrong answer.
Well, I started with the wrong and then came to the right.
Crazy.
So I knew what I was doing. I had to
Yeah, you did.
Crazy. So yeah, I do see myself as somewhat emotional. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's better than what it was.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yes, nigga. It was probably you the one who did the class.
He's like, you should have the right answer. God damn it. Oh, you guys are funny.
Do you remember your question?
Low key. I hate y'all.
Got her running back because she didn't write it down.
Yeah, we freestyling today. To me, emotional intelligence, it's just it guides me. So, I mean, I guess that's not the definition of it, but definition-wise.
It's not.
I know. Definition-wise, I guess.
Kevin started off with the wrong
answer. Sorry. Okay. I think that it's awareness, and a lot of it is just awareness, right? And how to move with your awareness, right? So in terms of like interacting with other people, that's how I'll kind of frame it. If you have emotional intelligence, then you're aware of not only yourself, but you're aware of that other person and how to navigate different situations.
I'm just laughing because it sounds like you're like, I know how I'm going to react if I'm around these motherfuckers over here.
No, for real.
So I'm just not going to be around them motherfuckers.
That's emotional intelligence.
No.
I think that, to me, a big umbrella that is within emotional intelligence is self-awareness.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Sorry. There's a certain amount of empathy that's involved too.
Of course.
No.
And that was kind of leading. But also on the second end of things, the second part of my question was like, do you feel like you have it? I think that I try to cultivate it, and I think that it's one of those things that you're not going to have it just down pat, but it's something that I work on cultivating.
Mm. I feel that.
How does empathy play a part? Is what I was going to ask.
Empathy plays a good part in life, period.
That's
because when you're empathetic, you can understand. I personally feel like when you're empathetic to a situation, you have a clear picture of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't take everything at face value, because a lot of times, just because you may be emotionally intelligent or know how to regulate doesn't mean the person you're dealing with knows how to.
Right.
So a lot of people don't really get clarity until the hindsight part of the situation, which is a lot of instances bad for them because a lot of times they blow shit up and then they're like, man, I fucked up. Yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Now we can talk about what happened, but it doesn't change what happened.
But going into it with empathy.
Right. So you have to, and I, for one, I try to give everyone empathy. But that doesn't mean, also giving empathy doesn't mean you don't have boundaries. Like I can understand where you're coming from. That don't mean I'm going to change how I feel about the situation. It's still fuck you. if that was my conclusion, because you still did what you did. So it's just like in any type of situation, any type of relationship, you can't change what was done, but you can understand what was done and what led to that decision being made. And that's part of the empathy. But that doesn't change how I react or how I feel about what was done. Did I answer that correctly? I don't want to be like him.
Yeah, you did. Clap for yourself. Go ahead and do it.
I'm good.
Wow.
Empathy play a part.
Does empathy play a part for you personally? Does empathy you think it does?
I mean, I had to scale back.
You just giving too much?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, I didn't even
Too
realize
much
it.
Understanding? Does that even make sense?
Hell yeah. I was talking to my therapist, she's like, you're tripping, man. Like, you can't save the goddamn world. Like,
Can't save them all.
Like,
some niggas gotta die.
Have empathy, but like, empathy for yourself too. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
I think at a ground level of thinking of it, though, empathy just starts with you just making to put yourself in the other person's shoes, right?
Sometimes I look at it where it's like, there's sometimes you gotta like understand, I can't even be in your shoes. Like, how the fuck am I couldn't even like fathom to understand what you're going through.
No,
so I feel like that's
size 17.
I'm saying that's a part of empathy too, to even understand to like step back, shut the fuck up.
I could never be in Shaq's shoes. No matter how hard I
Man,
try.
I'm mad you said that. This motherfucker at the Puma store did that shit to me. I was like, can I get a size 12? She's like, we're out of 12s, one of 13. And I'm like, I'm all of 40. Like, my feet ain't growing into these motherfuckers. Like,
she said that, like, any nigga that wear over a 12, wear all the other sizes.
What's the difference, nigga?
I don't want those.
If you're a 12, you
To
might
be
as well
fair,
be a 15.
if it's a narrow 12 or a narrow 13, it might.
It'll work.
Yeah.
It'll work because it'll hug your foot. Yeah.
I know that.
I was just like, nah, I'm going to just leave, lady. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I think it's important, though, to, like, make the attempt to try to... So, okay, I was coming from the weeks ago, and people were merging into a lane. It was traffic, right? Leaving, so we
You
were
were
on
at
the
the beach,
freeway.
nigga. It was terrible.
Yeah, right.
It don't matter which one you was at.
I've already painted the picture. We all know what that looks like. And people were just saying the most horrible things to each other. Like, you fucking stupid ass. Like, it was just so, and they were all white. Fucking
that was your white
that was
impersonation. That was.
I like how she disclaimed that after, like, we didn't pick that.
Yeah, it was very.
They
caring.
were white.
I feel bad. I feel like Drewski. Was that right?
Nah.
Drewski didn't feel bad at all.
Yeah.
My bad. It was just so, like, some guy wasn't even driving. He was walking. He's like, yeah, buddy, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like, just, it was so crazy. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, nobody, like, I think when I'm driving sometimes, like, you don't know what's happening in that person's car. Now, merging and we're all moving slow. And then it's just like people not letting people over and then all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I know sometimes on the freeway, like I have a 5-year-old, like I might do some bullshit. That's what I'm getting at, right? Not anything where I hit anybody or anything, but I might do some bullshit. And then it's like, here comes the person like laying on the horn and doing all of this all in my car. And it's just like, nobody takes the time. Like, yeah, I don't have the time to pull that person over and say, hey, I'm not in your shoes today. Tell me what's going on. Like, I don't have the time for that. But at a base level, I can be empathetic and just be like, you know what? I don't know what they got going on. Maybe that person is on their way to the hospital, and that's why they're driving.
No, you said that. You reminded me of having the other day. I was literally coming down the street, and she turned out in front of me, and then she realized how fast I was going, so she had to speed up. And then she got next to me and looked at me. I was like, bitch, you turned in front of me. Why are you looking at me? I'm the one. You turned in front of me. Like, I had to hit my brakes so I wouldn't hit you.
I always say, listening to
people
what
are crazy.
Happened to Hunter made me have a certain amount of empathy on the road.
Yeah.
The motherfucker followed him?
Yeah.
And they maced him?
It maced him. Yeah. It was like, yo.
Yeah. What happened?
Like a long
That's
way.
a story to tell, but,
But
yeah,
was he being the asshole and then the guy followed
Well, you
him?
know,
A
Hunter's
combination.
if you know Hunter, he's a little bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give him that one because I don't have to get over because you want to race.
Well, I mean, I just feel like you never know what's happening in that car. You never know, like, you know,
Like
You never know what's happening in that person's
Yeah.
life at the moment.
their life.
Some people just they see you as a way to take the vent.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I ain't the one to play with, nigga.
I just know.
It depends on how I'm rolling. If it's just me, that's fine. But if I got the kids, I'm gonna just
Niggas,
go ahead, honk the horn.
Yeah.
Therapy is an interesting thing because I actually went with that understanding with like my mom because my therapist asked me like, so do you ever take in consideration what your mom went through in her life before you were even born and what part that plays in how she dealt with you growing up? And I said I try to be empathetic as possible because I couldn't imagine what she was going through. So I try to take that stance because my grandmother was a fucked up person, but the big thing about empathy was just understanding that like what she dealt to your mother then played a part in what happened to you. So instead of like looking at my mom with blame, I had to have some sort of empathy to understand that she went through her life, went through her story, went through her struggles, and then that in turn is what led to how she had to deal with me. So it was like, yeah, you just have to have a certain amount of empathy to understand that her struggles are her struggles, and it has nothing to do with me, but just understand and give her grace where she was coming from.
And I think, and it leads to like, then you start to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, I can give you grace, pathetic, but I can still choose to have a boundary just because I'm now empathetic to what your walk looked like. And you know what I mean? And I'm giving you grace, but if you're still doing bullshit because of what your walk looked like, I can still set boundaries.
I hear everything you saying, but I believe that my dad like, nigga, you lying.
Wait, what do you mean?
Nigga, you lying your ass off.
What do you mean in terms of like what
in terms of the excuses a nigga tried to give and asking why he wasn't around?
There's excuses and there's circumstances. There's two different things.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
And the nigga lying.
Yeah. He
Nigga,
said, let's start with the nigga is a liar.
I said, nigga, because if I knew where I was gonna be at, I knew you knew where I was gonna be at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said my grandfather had the same church on 92nd and Western for fucking 40 goddamn years, and you knew 3 days out the week I'd be there. Nigga, if you wanted to see me, it wasn't hard to find me.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. So don't sit here and lie to me, nigga.
And that's not, yeah. Because if somebody's lying, that would be pathetic to it because you're just fucking lying. Like, there's no need to.
But you know how niggas get old and they start recapping their life in their head and then they feel sorry and then nigga tell nigga all the time, nigga, you doing too much, nigga. I'm over that shit. You doing too fucking much.
I feel bad sometimes.
Sorry. I was like, dude, be like, got you this teddy bear.
I mean, nigga, you doing too much. That nigga said, you gonna buy your dad a drink? I said, nah, nigga, just talking to one of the presents I didn't get.
It's very, it's awkward if you ever see the interaction with him as dad and it's in front of you. He don't give a fuck. So, like, you be like, oh, shit. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to hear this conversation.
I don't get that nigga know who I am.
And those are boundaries, right?
Yeah.
The cool thing about boundaries is you can move them.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They don't have to always stay the same. They can be adjusted.
That's
You can get
I like
strict.
that, Kevin. That's a good point.
Sometimes you expand the property. Sometimes you scale it back.
Hey, man, I put a gate. Just don't.
Okay.
You gotta put the doorbell first.
Yeah.
I think I've had like conversations with friends where, maybe I'm talking about somebody that I have like a strong boundary with, and they're just always like, well, people change.
That's good.
I mean, it's like, yes, but do they?
No, they.
I think
people change.
This is what I'll say.
Damn.
Everyone sitting here right now has a self-aware to the extent where, or not the extent, to the point where you're doing things actively to better yourself, right?
Some
Whether
days.
it be therapy.
I suppose.
I mean, mentally, y'all. I do. Just a lot.
Just a lot.
You guys are all
Nigga,
in
put the hat back
therapy.
on. God
I
damn.
know. I said, fuck it. Fuck it. Boundaries.
Oh,
was fucking.
I was gonna say that. I forgot what I was saying. No, so everybody's doing something.
Yeah.
And so it's safe to say you guys fall under that group of, oh, people can change. I would say that for any of you because you are actively doing something to better yourself on a day-to-day basis. There's motherfuckers that ain't doing shit.
Yeah, but that's your
I don't
boundary.
think they're going to change.
It's your boundary to move, not theirs.
Yeah.
It's not up to how
No, I
they.
know.
It's like you're like,
But no,
they might be different, but that's still a pretty hard boundary.
Yeah.
It's hard,
I just feel like those aren't the people that you can give the grace because I don't think that they're making. It's evident they have no intentions of changing.
I think I always say
or evolving. I don't even want to say changing because I don't think people change.
I always say that people can change. Very few make the effort.
Yeah.
That's
and sometimes it's way too late where it's down the line where you're like,
it's never too late.
I'm just saying
they're just comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
People do what's comfortable. And it's very uncomfortable to look at yourself and say, nigga, maybe I am the problem.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Maybe I gotta change the way I'm looking at shit and set up different parameters for myself.
Oh yeah, that's what
to be better.
Change for myself.
You know, that's the hard part. Because the changes you can change your surroundings all you want. But if you don't change how you move or how you process shit, you're just gonna create the same surrounding with a different group of people.
Yep. Or it's gonna be a bunch of people that are the same doing the same shit to each other.
It was funny because we talked about that in therapy too. Because she was like, "So, do you forgive your grandmother?" I said, "I don't disrespect her. I don't call her my grandmother, but I understand she's where she's at."
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, "So, like, did she try to acknowledge what happened?" I say, "No. She just tries to play it and sweep it under the rug." And I said, I've never been a pretend person. I don't. I just keep her. She was like, "You know who I am?" I said, "I know. You're you." And she was like, "You don't acknowledge her as your grandmother?" I said, "No, I know who she is." I said, "You're you."
Yeah.
And she's like, "So you just never?" I said, "I've never acknowledged her as my grandmother. I don't disrespect her, but I understand she is what she is, and she uses her Christianity as a tool to manipulate her kids, and I have no interest in partaking in that. The rest of the family can pretend
she changed
that she's this. She's never going to change. She's going to be that person."
Yeah.
So I just understand that with people are going to be who they're going to be, and she just ended it with forgiveness is for you, not for them. So you can never acknowledge. You don't even have to tell them that you forgive them. You can just forgive them and say you are where you are.
That's the best way to go anyway.
I always say like I forgive. I even the people that's wrong, I forgive you. I just keep you over there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to interact with you because just because I forgive you doesn't mean that I'm not going to remember what you did when I see you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to keep traumatizing myself by reliving something I don't want to relive. So I'm going to just remove you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to think about you unless you're in the vicinity. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I think the vast majority of forgiveness.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
sometimes you got to forgive niggas with a head, though.
Just remember.
His hand just... I forget
you're you. I remember I told her in her face, and she looked at me like, "But who am I?" I said, "You're you." And she was waiting for me to say grandma or granny. I said, "No, you're you. I know you are."
How do you find yourself having like difficult conversations in setting boundaries often?
Hell no.
No?
No.
I usually
the only person I have a hard time setting boundaries with is my child and my wife. So them niggas on my nerves.
So are your boundaries communicated, or are they just a boundary that you know that you have?
I think
my music communicates.
I think the closer you are to the person, the harder it is to set the boundary. And I think that's why it's harder. It's hardest for me to set the boundary with my daughter, with my child, and my wife. Everyone else, I'm like, nigga, this is what it is.
I feel you. I feel you.
Like as close as I am to Andy, I'm like, nigga, I can't do it today. Like this, like I'll hit you tomorrow and see how I feel. Like
that's true. That is true.
But my music, for my family's sake, my music is very, very.
But
very,
do they listen to it?
They listen to it and they don't like it.
I thought Larry liked it.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about the family, like the extended, like when they hear it and they're like, "Oh, you're talking about grandma like that? You damn Skippy." Yeah. And you can feel whatever way you want to feel about it, but that's how I feel.
But
and
is that setting a boundary, or is that just communicating how you feel?
No, it sets a boundary, lets them know that I don't rock with any of it. So it's like not done in a disrespectful way. There's just this is where I sit, and don't expect me to.
But that goes back. That goes back to the top of the episode when we're talking about emotional intelligence and having empathy. People have to understand that your experience with that person is not going to be the same experience everyone else. Like they always say, like you can have, like you, for instance, Sharon, you have 3 daughters, right? each daughter has a different version of
Very
me.
much so.
So they're gonna have 3 different childhoods.
Yeah.
Now, we all know the babies are spoiled.
That's my girl.
That's every baby. The oldest kids always feel like, because even my
She's
siblings,
David Ruffin, Night of Temptation.
right? Because even me and my siblings feeling the same way. Like when my baby was like, nigga, like you got mom when she was in a better headspace. Like you have a different
And that's
mother
exactly why.
than we had.
He's
Like
right.
you
You're
didn't have to
absolutely right.
go through all the trouble and addiction
The
and
mothers who grew up with
you
me.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you didn't have to go through that. So like we see her completely different.
That's so true.
So when you talk about life was hard, nigga, we watch you get everything you wanted. Shit your ass up. You know what I mean? So, but again,
That's so true.
but that to me that extends outside of just like parenthood. Like you were saying, like with grandparents. Come on, because grandparents, uncles, aunties, everybody have favorites.
Yeah.
And we know, okay, yes, oh yeah, you so and so's favorite. Because you can tell about how they treat each other. So I feel like that having empathy and knowing like, okay, yeah, I understand that we all wouldn't treat the same, and you know, I may not agree with what he's saying about you know Granny, but you know that's his truth.
Yeah.
Like, and there's nothing wrong with acknowledging somebody else's truth just because it's not true.
And it's
for
like
you.
two things can be true at one time, and that's a thing that I feel like, especially when, and I don't want to go too deep in it, but I feel like the generation before us, meaning like most of what our parents' ages probably are, is just a right and a right. Like there's no other truth to things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whatever whatever their perspective was of the truth being and how they attempted to convey the truth, then that's how you were supposed to receive it, and there's nothing else to it. And that's not always true. There's two things that can be true at one time. I can feel like you're an asshole. You can feel like he's great. You know?
Well, if you know anything about Common Core math, there is more than one way to solve fucking math equations.
Right.
Because the way they teach these kids is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, even as simple as
Because why am I back in 3rd grade?
have you guys seen the picture of the number 9, right? I'm standing on this side, it's a number 9. You're standing on that side, it's a number 6.
Mm-hmm.
And we are both correct, but we have different viewpoints of what the situation is. So two things can definitely, and I think
I like that, but I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever
I
seen.
think that's cool.
Like
But
that's
it's true.
dope.
Deep.
But listen,
But it's true.
nigga, a 9.
Yeah, but
Shut the fuck up because they. You can't do that on the number line. I'm standing at 6. Like, no, nigga, this is 9.
No, I can tell. It's upside down. It's a 6 over there for you. It's also a 6.
I'm talking shit. But yeah.
I feel you.
I was about to say, what about an 8?
Well, 8's always an 8. Is an 8.
no, it's 2 zeros.
No, I don't know.
So it's infinity.
It depends on how you draw the 8.
Infinite.
It is the infinity line.
No, I said 2 zeros. They're not connected.
So you
Well,
guys
then that's not an 8. That's not an 8.
Depending on who wrote it.
Oh yeah, if I read it, you can't tell what the fuck it is.
Oh shit.
So
Lefties.
you don't feel like you have to have those conversations often.
It all
Because you said
depends
that.
on who it is. Like I really feel
Well,
that.
generally, like
but-
overall, do you find
but
yourself
also,
having
I feel
boundary
like it
setting
goes with-
conversations?
It goes with a lot with the forgiveness things. It's like you set your boundaries. Like sometimes motherfuckers don't even like know when you're like, you just,
Is that fair to them?
it's fair to me.
It don't. Yeah, that's about self-care.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like it doesn't to me.
But we're talking about emotional intelligence. So hear me
Yeah,
out.
but
That's
if I'm not
self-care.
doing anything to hurt anybody or anything of that nature,
Hear
just
me out.
because I'm doing this doesn't mean
Okay,
that's
hear me
your
out.
boundary to set, I guess.
Because here's the other thing. Sorry, you can set your boundaries and they not respect them,
They can.
right? So when they're not respecting them, naturally what you're gonna do is you're just gonna slowly remove yourself.
More than likely.
Remove yourself. So like so to Kevin's degree, he set his boundaries. Now if they're not respecting them, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
all right.
Right, but
I'm not gonna
point
keep
is-
addressing the same issue over
No,
and over
and
again.
okay, you said addressing the same issue. My thing, communicating the boundary, right? So there's whatever. I forgot what you said.
Care.
Self-care. But in the framework of emotional intelligence, because remember, emotional intelligence also includes self-awareness and self-reflection and how you are in goal.
Mhm.
So with that being said, is it fair to the person under the framework of emotional intelligence to set a boundary without communicating?
It is if it's to me personally, it is if it's self-care. If we already had a previous conversation and you still
Was the previous conversation a communicating
yes,
boundary?
yes,
Yes.
But yeah, it's fair.
No, you don't understand. So you
I
don't understand my question.
I understand what
You
you're
don't
saying
understand
too, but
because you like you're skipping past
Why
what
you?
the
Why
question
you?
was.
Why you?
But I know what he's saying
Why-
too. Is like 'cause
I
you're
get
still
what he's
adding
saying.
another
A level. Yeah.
another
I got
boundary.
assaulted because of you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Cause like how you
She
gonna
shot me
skip-
twice, nigga. She's
Bow, bow.
the fuck? Answer the question. Yeah, y'all. I'm hosting next
Yeah.
week too. God damn it. Cause
damn.
I'm just playing.
I might hold you to it.
She said that shit last time.
I was like, that's what I said.
Y'all
You
made
said
me
that
do
the
it.
Ain't nobody make you do shit.
But anyways, but no, that was what I was trying to say is like, I feel like, yeah, you may get yourself, maybe you don't want to have a second conversation, but I think that to be in community with someone, you have to communicate those boundaries.
Yes, I agree.
Some
You
of
have
them,
to.
some boundaries are just understood.
Yeah.
All right,
I would
Rayo
agree to that.
Raheem.
Yeah.
I mean, some are just understood.
Yeah.
It's
Some
like,
things don't have to be explained.
Yeah.
You
So
just,
like
okay.
I know not to call Kevin.
But you
2 in the
think
morning.
that.
I mean, to a degree, because sometimes your silence can be
More than enough.
yeah, like because if a certain situation happens where you get disrespected, and I have this in personal, if a certain thing can happen that could be disrespected, and you stop rocking with somebody, and they go, "We haven't had that conversation," but the understanding is when they think about why you're being silent, they know why you stopped talking, and they know why that distance is had because you never had the conversation, though they understood that the interaction that happened last probably got them there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily always a conversation that needed to be had. It was previous situations that happened that made somebody go, you know what? I fucked up and said something or did something I wasn't supposed to do in that situation.
Okay, what if they?
See,
They fucked up twice.
So that, but that's my point.
you know what I'm saying? But it's
I
still,
get what you're saying.
yeah, you know.
But that's where when you're
So
talking
then,
about a
you know-
conversation, let's say with relationship, right? We're talking about a relationship with someone that you really care about. You setting a boundary without, and they said something fucked up to you. You interpreted it fucked up. How do you, even if you draw back from that, they could feel like, damn, I know that was the situation why they drew back, but what the fuck did I say?
See, my
You know?
Yeah.
my rule of thumb is to address it when it happens. So if it happens again now, you don't have to question what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Here's a perfect example
now the
of the
thing
other
is
side.
that boundary's already
If
set, though.
the relationship happens and one person cheats on the other, we can never have a conversation after that. But if you realize I fucked around and cheated on them, and I can't understand why they withdrew or distanced themselves or whatever, they never have that other conversation. They can never think that what they did was necessarily unforgiving. But at the same time, they realize in that moment, probably I shouldn't have cheated.
Yeah.
I feel like what I'm
You know what I
saying
mean? Like-
is your boundaries, they're set. Your boundaries are set, no matter what.
Some are.
And like, you don't have to tell somebody that. If they cross a boundary, how did they cross it if it wasn't set? Like, just because you didn't talk about it, you know what I mean? Like, now this is our first communication on it, so I'm going to talk to you about it. It's like, oh, I don't like when people do this.
But
right? So there's your boundary. You've already had that boundary. Like, you have set boundaries that you just walk out the door with.
Yeah, we all do.
Like, so it's like...
But people will cross that boundary without
I know, but
knowing.
I'm just saying you ain't got to go walking around. Like, when I meet you, I'm not going to be like, hey, here's my boundaries.
Because, like,
please don't do this.
Because
like,
you have those situations with
like
relationships
I guess that's
where
what I'm getting to.
There's a guy that constantly keeps cheating.
Nice to meet you. So these are the things that I do not like.
These are my red flags.
And these are my boundaries.
Because there's a guy that keeps cheating, and in all his past relationships, he keeps cheating, and they eventually work it out, and they get to a good place to where she ain't never tripped when I cheated. We eventually end up working out, but he meets the chick that ain't cool with you. As soon as you do it, it's done.
That's done.
And he's like, but before we used to, what? This ain't working with you? No, it's not working with you.
And you get to choose how you gonna set your boundaries. Because somebody might, somebody might do something to you where you're like, not letting it slide. But then it might be somebody else who does the same thing. Be like, hey,
that's true. You know what?
Well, you didn't let that slide with.
That's some real ass shit right there. That's actually funny.
Yeah,
that's
like
true.
it's just it's circumstantial, I guess. Because like I said, there's people that you say, oh yeah, every time I cheated on them, we talked it out. We had an understanding. It's like, wait a minute. So with them, it was just one time it was done. One time it was done. Didn't even have to have the conversation.
I got a question. I do got a question. This question is for us. This question is for the lady who keeps snorting.
No.
That's funny.
That was just funny because I was really out of questions.
Was that the whole class?
No, I'm so. Oh man, that was funny.
You all right?
Yeah.
I didn't really have a question. I just said that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I think in the class we ended up talking a lot about boundaries, which I think that's why we just did that right there. But you know, all in all, I just feel like there's.
Yeah, she can't even get the shit out.
You gotta get us out of here. You gotta get us out of here.
She can't. I mean, she can't even get
emotional damage.
She can't even stop laughing.
Oh shit! No, you did good. We got through
It's
a lot.
the first time in history a woman ever
No.
Right?
This is a first for me. You guys. What do you like? What do you say? What do you say?
I couldn't. He was talking that way. I couldn't hear him.
I can't say it out loud. That's gonna get us in
because
trouble.
Helen Keller never shut up.
We can't put that. Yeah.
Oh my
I hope AI don't pick it up.
I'm not cutting it out.
Well, I'm gonna give everybody some homework. We're all gonna go.
I'm not doing it.
Homework.
I'll tell your ass right now, I ain't doing it.
We're all gonna go home and we're going to make an
Get some
attempt.
oxtails.
Nigga, it's starting to get
I'm
hot.
actually hungry right now.
Is
We're all
it
gonna
me or is
leave
it
here.
I'm in a sweater.
That
You're
shit was
sweating.
Nigga.
It's that.
I was sitting here looking at y'all. I was like, God damn, like, I'm gonna do this goddamn episode.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
That's why I took the hat off.
Oh, hold on. Okay, sure. Sherrod. So do you believe that the boundaries can be different depending on the person?
Absolutely.
And the person and type of relationship?
Yes.
Because obviously you have like let me ask you this. Do you have different boundaries with each of your children?
That's interesting.
Because it's like you have like one child that you know like if I let her, she'll take it all the way here. Like I know she won't take it here, but this one take it. So
no, that's true.
So are those different?
Oh, yeah.
They are.
I know you.
Yeah.
I know Gracie.
Yeah, she
Because
will take it.
like that's funny.
It's like she gonna go all the way to it.
I think I would compare my two older ones just because they're such in similar age or whatever, but they're drastically different. But I do have to navigate them both very differently. That is very true. So I do set boundaries that are different. I know for myself, I'm a different person.
Now, my other question, my backup question that is my follow-up question is, have you communicated that with them?
The beads of sweat. God damn.
He's hot. That nigga hot.
I'm over here. This nigga knows how hot I am, and he just start asking like 1,000 goddamn questions.
This nigga hot.
So I thought we were dead.
Let me ask you this.
I did have questions. I mean, I'm trying to add some depth to the conversation.
No, you good. You
God damn.
You
good.
And it doesn't help that the light's hitting it so I can see all the...
Like I'm in fucking Sudan.
I can't look in that direction. Let me look at this side.
I keep looking up and seeing him laughing. I'm like, nigga, it ain't funny.
Just wipe it, nigga.
I just keep doing the little...
Hurry up and answer Sharon for this nigga take his shirt off.
Shit.
Do I communicate those boundaries?
Sweating right here.
He communicates the boundaries.
I don't always communicate them.
Okay. I'm just sending your questions back to you.
Well, I think you're right. I don't know. I think when dealing with kids is different.
I think it's everybody though. Everybody's with...
But every relationship is different because like you said with empathy, right? But having empathy, I understand that I may have the same conversation with Kevin and Andy. The conversation may start and go in two separate directions, but it doesn't mean that the conversation is not about the same thing. Yeah. So that's me having empathy towards how they're going to react or respond, knowing to the subject, whatever we're talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like with the whole the setting the boundaries and everything, that is on a case by case basis.
Yeah.
In public is sometimes.
What you mean?
Because some people just don't give a fuck about boundaries, and you're like, hey,
you mean like people you don't know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, strangers don't give a fuck.
Just like, hey, look, you guys should have more children. You're like,
shut your ass up.
bitch, I don't know you. Like, you don't know anybody's situation.
You know what?
And
honestly, that question pisses me off.
What?
Anytime I hear someone tell a woman because one, you don't know what she's going through.
Yeah.
One, you don't know if she can have another child.
People really
Two,
openly say that?
you don't know if she's had, miscarriages. Like, you don't know what the situation is.
Yeah.
You could be, by saying that very fucking statement, you could be opening the wound. You're not even recognizing it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, a woman's not going to say nothing. Oh, she'll laugh it off or some shit. But cause I know when people say shit like that to my wife, I'm like, man, shut your bitch ass up. Like I don't like when people say that shit. That low key kind of triggers me. I'll be ready to
public.
fight.
Oh, people just
I'll be ready to
I saw
fight
that
in
in real
public.
time with my sister.
people aren't
because it's
sensitive to anything.
because she's still dealing with the grief. And that, bro, like, 'cause the second you mention a baby, she's gonna think about her babies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, now you open the fucking wounds that don't need to be talked about. Obviously, you're oblivious to the fact of the history, but still, again, have some fucking
That's
empathy,
emotional intelligence.
have some
though.
empathy, and not like it's
And
just-
how you interact with people.
you
Those
should
are
be more
things.
comfortable asking a woman how much she weighed than if she got another kid.
Yeah.
Unless there's a thyroid condition.
That might be a problem too.
I've seen that before too,
Just leave
where it's
people
like,
the fuck
I thought
alone,
somebody
right?
was,
How about
that too.
that? That's what I like.
you
Leave
thought somebody
people
was
alone.
pregnant. You're like, it's
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
my apologies.
But
Yep.
those are all good points, you guys, because that all falls under just in communication with people and just being mindful. Like one thing I used to hate, like, when people would like not come to work one day and the next day, like, oh, must be nice. And it's like, actually, my grandma died.
Yeah.
No,
Now how you feeling?
I always say it is. It's very nice.
Yeah, no, but shut up. Or even like, I won't even say I was off like maybe I'm off tomorrow. Like, oh yeah, I won't be in tomorrow. Oh, must be nice. Like, and then it's just like,
it is.
I have to go to the doctor, or you know what I mean? Like that lacks emotional intelligence to a degree where it literally makes my flesh crawl because it's like,
Damn.
I can't stand
Choke a
people.
bitch out.
Because it's like, how dare you? Like, you don't know what that looks like for me.
Yeah.
Like, and people just are so like oblivious.
If you really, I think I started realizing a lot of times people are projecting without realizing they're projecting.
Yeah.
Because when they say, a lot of times when niggas say most of my nigga, you just want to be able to do it, and you mad that you didn't. But you don't know why I'm not gonna be here to take Sharon's example. You don't know why I'm not. You just don't want to work, nigga. So just say you wish you didn't have to come to work today.
Oh, whenever
Right.
people
What,
do
to
shit
be
like
fair,
that to me, I'm like, hey,
In my case, it's usually what they assume. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm like, you got the same.
Yeah.
You got the same thing I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
You just want to be a company man.
Yeah.
or I don't know if they're projecting. I just think that people are really ignorant.
Yeah.
I think that people always want to fill space. That's something you don't ever have to fill space with me. So it's like, if I say I'm off tomorrow to fill the space, you can't just like honestly, if you tell me you're off tomorrow, okay, I don't give a fuck.
Why would I tell
There's
you?
no response,
Yep.
right?
But why would I tell you?
But no, I'm saying like, or good point.
I
Or maybe you're
wouldn't say
telling me
shit.
because there's something that I have to do differently tomorrow because of that. So I maybe might fill the space with that. Like, oh, okay, well, what do you have? Like,
I'm gonna give you this.
people lack the like, I don't know, people lack the ability to just be quiet. Like, you don't have to fill that space. So it's like, now they want to come back with a, must be nice. No, now you look like a fucking idiot.
I'm gonna give you this. The people say that to me and Andy all the time. Like, oh, it's tomorrow, it's Friday. You want to say, yeah. If you know, you know. Like, I don't have to.
You don't have to.
What's understood ain't got to be said.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just don't know. To be emotionally intelligent means just shut the fuck up.
Kevin, this is a full circle. The beads of sweat make me think about when we were at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wild Wings, yeah.
And the sweat that beads are very similar. And then it made me think about, and this point is bringing it full circle this moment, is when the fucking waitress said,
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah. She liked empathy then.
and you was like, bitch, who asked you?
She liked a lot of empathy. My mouth was on fire.
He tried the hottest wing at Buffalo
That shit must have been
Wild
hot
No.
because he still remember that
They
shit.
didn't have wings then. Remember,
Oh, it
they
was
did
drumsticks.
Yeah.
And he tried the hottest flavor on the drumstick.
That was just dumb. Mm-mm.
And he needed the ice cream and then she was like, stop being a bitch. And he was like, bitch, who asked?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a fair response. Because why would she say that? Not being a bitch. That's kind of crazy.
If I call a woman a bitch in public, nigga, she really pissed.
I think that's probably about the only time I've done that.
Because I'll say bitch like jokingly, talk about like just like random, not a person in particular, but I'll never actually call like a woman a bitch.
But that's like in reverse. I've only called one man a bitch. He's a bitch.
I've called a lot of new bitches a minute every time.
But I mean, I'm saying like from the flip side perspective, like when you mean like calling that person a male, like I really think that like that's a no-go. Like you don't call no man a bitch. Like you do not do that.
Yeah, you do.
One man. But that's what I'm saying.
I got lists.
Said it, yeah. Especially in our culture.
There's like bitch and then there's bitch ass nigga. I do be throwing bitch ass nigga out there a lot.
In our culture.
But that's when you do some bitch ass shit. You know what I mean?
That's the whole episode.
Shit.
We gotta break down what's bitch ass shit.
In our culture, it's understood that certain things.
Oh yeah,
you're meant to. You're meaningly trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
So, and you know it. And once you cross it, you know that you're trying to be.
How the fuck you gonna tell me what I've been going through, bitch ass nigga? I love that fucking video. How you gonna explain some shit that you don't understand to me?
So,
with that being said. Sharon, you got your words in it?
You hosting. You forgot? She forgot.
She forgot.
No, I did. Yeah. Well, remember I was saying, I was going to tell you guys.
At this moment, he knew. He fucked up.
I was, before you guys abruptly.
No, nothing was abrupt.
It was. Before you guys abruptly, not ignored, but like.
We've been abrupt for the past 20 minutes.
You guys don't want to do my homework. And my homework
you're
is
goddamn right.
to go home and make the conscious effort to be emotionally intelligent in a situation.
All right, I'm going to fire up the PS5.
It's very challenging, but it's worth it.
It's clap. Fucking clap.
I'll take the gunshot. I respect the gunshots.
Practicing emotional intelligence is worth it for yourself.
Hell nah. Ignorance is bliss.
Bang on them, cuz. Bang on them.
So is laughter.
No, I love laughter, but emotional.
I feel like $1 million after laughing at this shit.
That nigga still sweating.
Yeah, it went away. When I sit still, it went away.
That nigga like, it came back. I said,
I think y'all not hot.
I think he took his head off and it got worse because I think the head was catching it, but then the head was out of his head.
Poor guy. He's still drinking.
Let's get this nigga a fan.
I gotta finish
y'all, like,
subscribe, share, and comment.
All that shit.
So next time, we love you.
Peace.
It's only 75 degrees too.
Sweating. That's a wrap, y'all. That's how she wrote. So make sure you click like, subscribe. Tune in. We on all streaming platforms. So until next time, we'll holla at you.